So, what am I looking at here, man? Do I tiny amount or
Whatever you feel
okay?
is, I mean, she's already had some treats, so maybe.
Does she ever? How is her teeth, Andrew?
From what I understand, they're pretty good.
Okay.
I'm trying again to be able to get the finger cover brush in
What do you
there.
think about that, sweetie? Huh?
She's afraid of the toothbrush when I try to get in there, but the finger cover, I'm at the point now where she'll let me pet her head with the finger while wearing the finger cover. So I'm hoping in another week I'm going to try to get it in, but she's very afraid of the toothbrush.
Yeah, you're making slow progress, so that's good.
It's I'm big on brushing dogs' teeth. Annie, that I had before her, I brushed her teeth all the time, and she would let me. So believe me, I'm well aware that, like with humans, sometimes the problem initiates here, and next thing you know, there's an organ going. So
Smart.
I'm big on brushing my dog's teeth. Absolutely, just I don't want to.
Yeah.
She's freaked with the toothbrush, like freaked out. So
How old was the one that Annie? You said.
Annie,
How old was she whenever she passed away?
10.
10?
And I adopted her at 1.5, and she had heart disease at 7. So the last 3 years were just meds around the clock. But she hung in for 3 more years. But at the very end, I just became known as like the pill monster, like another round-the-clock pill. It was always pills, and Annie just had enough.
Oh, she was ready to go. Okay.
She had a blood clot at the end. It was what I'm haunted by though is a couple of days before the very end, she came in my room right as I was waking up and collapsed. She just keeled over, legs straight, just over, and the thud. I'm still haunted by it.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
I was not going to have another dog. Well, it took me 10 months to go and thank
You know what I
Kate.
was thinking? Do you think maybe he might need to potty before he goes back in his?
Do you need Honey to move?
I can take him real quick.
Are you okay? Or do you want?
And he spent some time at a loyal companion next door, Titus.
Yes.
And it took me 10 months to get the will to go and thank them. I was just crying every day. And finally, when I went to thank them, coming out is when I saw Tucson Rescue Now. And came in at Honey. And had I gone over to thank them in like May or June or July, Bonnie wouldn't have been over here yet. She would have been at the other place. So the way I see it is Annie set the whole thing up for me, and she's got a lot of Annie's mannerisms. So had all that not kind of just fallen into place. It was going to be a one and done situation, but what a pleasure to have Honey and just she's my sweet.
Well, my hat goes off to you for opening up your heart again after, because a lot of men, they just, it's too much pain. I don't want to deal with it again. I can't handle that. So
I still cry like a couple minutes of every day for Annie, but then Honey comes in, and I just know I did the right thing, but I honestly feel Annie set the whole thing up, and if I didn't feel that, I'm sure I wouldn't have, I can say without hesitation and respect, sweetie, total, I love you so much, honey bun. Annie was the love of my life. I never knew I could love like that. That being said, the second day of fostering her, I had planned on doing like a long-term foster, by day 2 or 3, I just said, no way she's going back to PACC. Just, I couldn't bear that thought. And she's like a lizard on the floor.
she was, she took care of that thing, and that thing was long, man. I'm surprised.
I don't give her a lot of treats Thursday through Sunday because we come treats at home are more Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Here's the lowdown. So do you nap a lot whenever you go home? So, honey? On Mondays and Tuesdays, you're just kind of...
Yeah, no, she knows Thursday through Sunday is TRN day or TRN days.
That was enough, sweetie.
Yeah,
I know, honey. You're looking at me like I want more, but yeah, I have to use my better judgment in this
Thank you.
occasion.
No, I agree. So,
Yeah.
honey pie.
I do love you, though.
There you go. Thank you. Thank you.
I can give you lots of love. Yeah.
Polish up the rest of that there? Yeah, I know you're not going to leave any of that.
Yeah. Are you being a fair weather friend, honey? Kind of. Yeah, I think
50 pounds, I can't believe how strong she is. I don't know how people do like the 100-pound Rottweiler or, I mean,
yeah. It's a
like, God bless
balancing act.
Catherine next door, I think is her name, who takes lumber. God, lumber would pull me to the floor. I mean,
Yeah, I was remarking to Bonnie how strong women are. I mean, they come up with this impression of a delicate flower and stuff like that, but really they're quite strong. They're much stronger than me, actually. So
at Agua Caliente, we're leaving is when more people start coming, and it's the ladies that have the big, what look like 100-pounders or 80-pounders, and it's the men who are the smaller dogs.
yeah.
Which I noticed. So your station. Whoa.
So were you here with Annie, or were you in New York with Annie?
No, I adopted Annie out here. It was a Craigslist adoption.
I'm glad you did that, man, because there's a lot of dangerous stuff. I haven't heard good things about.
We were the 9th couple that they interviewed, and Annie. Yeah, and it took a little while, like several years. It was my first dog. I was very unsure. You know, I think part of why we bonded so quickly is I'm much more confident now. Boy dog. She's my second, as opposed to my first. You know. But yeah, Annie and I developed a bond that I just never knew was possible.
Back up.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Oh, okay. I thought we were going. Okay.
Oh, he's going in. Oh, I thought he was coming out. Okay.
Yeah, okay. We had to find the right spot.
Just the very right one.
Cool, man. Very cool. Yeah, I had to. Every once in a while, I'd love to get some video of her. And she's like, "All right, now give me some food. Give me some food." I know, sweetie, but I just gave you a bunch of food already. Okay. So what are you gonna do, man? You didn't pick up that position, or are you just kind of? I mean, are you comfortable right now, or you just kind of can lay low for a little while and not have to worry about it too much, or?
My house is zoned for a business, so I'm going to be restarting my practice very soon. So
Okay.
So this was going to be in addition
Oh,
to
okay.
that. Plus, I have a few side hustles that I'm trying to develop as well. But
Okay.
over the summer is when I want to be seeing clients again at the house or online.
Okay.
I got pretty good at working with clients online when COVID hit.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, so my wife is leaving for Peru for 3 months on Tuesday. So
Okay.
the goal is by the time she's back to be in operation.
Okay. Yeah.
And temporarily that's just what I was thinking anyway, so I see it as very fortuitous that everything kind of fell into place.
How long were you in your relationship?
It'll be 20 years.
20 years.
This June. Married for 15.
Yeah.
But
It's hard because the older we get, the more we have to take care of ourselves. And if we take care of ourselves, then we're considered selfish, but at the same time, you have to do it. So
life pulled us in, not at all. Life pulled us in very different directions. This is Honey. I adopted her from here in October.
Oh,
And we come back to visit.
yeah. Not bad. So there was something that was really pulling her apart from you. You guys were really being pulled apart.
We never lived together before we got married.
Okay.
You remember Jan
Who?
Brewer, the governor from like 15 years ago?
It sounds familiar.
Jan Brewer, she passed
Oh,
Bill
okay.
1070 that allowed the police to stop and search without needing a reason.
Oh,
I don't know if you
wow.
remember that from 2010,
Yes.
2011.
Yeah.
So, we were boyfriend and girlfriend for 5 years in New York City, and I decided to take a job out here. Just time to leave New York. Just do it. So, I accepted the job on a Friday. That Monday, Bill 1070 went into effect.
Oh, wow.
And the New York liberal media portrayed it as the second coming of the Nazi regime.
Oh, okay.
And my wife had overstayed her tourist visa.
Oh, okay.
And so we were going to come into the belly of the beast
Oh,
with
okay.
her being here illegally, having overstayed. She didn't enter illegally. She entered legally, but she overstayed.
Yeah.
So we got married a month later, 2 months later,
Uh-huh.
and we lived together for like a month at my dad's place, and then we came here. So we didn't know about each other's little quirks, little nuances
Yep.
of living together.
Yep.
And I'm convinced there should be a 3-year rule. The first year is the honeymoon phase.
Right.
The second year is, okay, I'm learning about this person, and then the third year is, can I tolerate it?
Right.
We're just different in every way in terms of the day-to-day approaches to life. So it's not about love, it's about compatibility. I'm a planner, she's spontaneous. My first instinct is her last. And her first instinct is my last.
Give me an example, because your situation, Andrew, is a lot like my situation. I mean, we're so opposite, but then at the same time, sometimes.
Like, okay, some more examples. When I'm done cooking and I'm eating dinner, I clean all my pots and whatever and get it ready for the next person to use the stove. She'll leave all her pots on the stove with food in it until tomorrow. Because she's too tired and doesn't want to. Okay, but what if I want to have breakfast and cook something? I believe in thinking about the next person.
Oh, okay.
And I believe in not that the next person shouldn't have to do extra work.
So there wasn't that empathy there. There wasn't enough empathy there.
No, she just sees it like, if I'm tired, I'll do it tomorrow. But what if I want to have breakfast before you're up, and then I shouldn't have to clean everything first? I should be, things like that. Yeah, I can't stand it.
But are there some things that she does that are really thinking about you a lot?
No, not really.
Not really, huh? Like my wife shops, and I hate shopping.
And it's not that she's doing it maliciously.
Right.
She just is, and has been for many years, checked out. lot of ways. We got married, she got her citizenship. I'm the one that does the mail, the bills, all the thinking stuff. I thought I was helping her replenish, rejuvenate, restart. And instead, what she learned is I can disconnect. And old Andrew's there. She doesn't know the date. Like 99% of the time, I'll say, "What's the date?" She'll be a day or two off. Or she thinks it's Thursday, but it's really Wednesday. I can't handle that stuff. Now, why? I don't know. I just can't. It's like a child's brain. It's like a father-daughter. And she's older than I am. It's like I just, she bought a car that I don't fit in, the Honda Fit, believe it or not, the most incorrectly named car on the planet, Fit. So she's going away for 3 months. Yet I'm the one who's gonna have to get in the car and start the engine every 2 weeks to make sure the battery doesn't die. So that means I have to get on my knees from outside the car because I can't fit in the Fit. I'm at the chiropractor for a month. So instead of keeping the space open where her door opens, she filled it. So I can't get on my knees and spread my legs out back because there's a shelf here now. It's things like that. It's not like, now a lot of husbands have said to me, "Well, that's marriage. What do you want?" I don't know where a lot of things are in the house. My life should not have to center around having to ask her where to put a flashlight.
No, I disagree with those husbands that you're talking about.
Well, they go, "I haven't seen
that's
anything
too
in my
much.
house for 10 years. Like, that's, what, Andrew, that's marriage. Like, get over it." No, that's insanity. If I'm at your house, I should know where everything is, because I don't live there. But in my house, where I pay the bills, and I have a right to know where everything is. Why? Because it's my house. Now, if that's crazy, then I am. But I can't abide by any of that.
Well, I can understand if the men that you talk to, if they were all younger, a lot younger than us, they don't know the ways of life.
They're all about my age, they're all of our generation. But I just...
that's not...
My wife thinks it's like 1950, that I just give the money and she changes, puts the house where to... one more example, and then if I gave you too many examples, I'll stop. We have like silverware in 3 different places. Like if there's a pair of Tom